Hello there, parents, and welcome into this Aries Equinox, Aries new moon, and Pluto shifting into Aquarius. We have a very big, powerful, transformational week, period of time that we are moving into, and I want to give you the heads up on these energies so you can best support your child. My name is Chrissy Whistler. I am a quantum, multi-dimensional astrologer, intuitive, but even more important, I'm the mother of two very unique and special children. And if you have children that are like that, who are sensitive, who are experiencing the world at a much different level than everyone around you, and you don't really know how or why or how you can support them, please reach out. Astrology can provide such a beautiful answer and roadmap for your child and for you to help them be here in this world with all of their gifts, abilities, and challenges too. So if you want to find out more, check out my website, chrissywhistler.com, or leave me a comment below and we'll get in touch. And please like this video and subscribe to the channel. That really helps me so much to connect with other parents like you. Thank you for being here and for saying yes to the children or child that you have. Now, because you are here, you are clearly tuning into a little bit more than what the normal world around us is telling us. So this video, I'm not going to be diving deep into the astrology. I did that in another video, which I will link below for you as well. In this one, I want to focus on this lens of being a parent and how you can help support and anchor and ground your very possibly very sensitive children, what they might be experiencing from the collective as we move through this very turbulent, transformational period of time. So that's what I'm going to focus on here. But first, as always, I just kind of want to give you a little update of what is going on with the energies. How have my kids been feeling? Eric, he is a little antenna of electricity right now. And I've actually been on the fence. Should I just kind of drop everything that's been happening in my life and go head down to the desert for some grounding in earth time? Or can I hold out for another week while we wait for our camping trip? So that was a real consideration because it has been so intense for him. And again, one of the beautiful ways I love astrology is I'm very aware that Jupiter is right now conjunct his Uranus, okay, and south node of the moon. So, boy, he's feeling really electrical right now, and he is this giant antenna for what's happening in the world. Okay, well, no wonder. Jupiter is an energy that expands and magnifies the planet that it's conjunct. So he's really, again, electricity, this big antenna of what is happening, as well as this need for movement is coming in very strongly for him. So that need for movement is how he dispels all that electricity that's cycling and moving through his body. So we've been spending a lot of time in water, going swimming, a lot of time in the bath and in the shower to help him move it because he's picking up so much. It's really interesting. I just noticed too that we had the fire truck go by with the sirens. Now for myself, I actually had some very deep trauma coming to the surface for me. It's been a very heavy, dense few days. Feeling trapped has been part of that. this trauma around the past 3 years of COVID and being here in Los Angeles during lockdown with a child like Eric who needs connection to nature, who needs to move his body, and all of a sudden it's like we had police patrolling our beaches, not letting us go to nature and connect. So a lot of reliving of those experiences that I had to shove down so I could hold the space and be the calm and the center for everyone around me. It's a very deep feeling, deep cleansing and clearing experience to go back into the depths of all that. And also, it wasn't even, yes, it was traumatic, but it was also very transformational because it was me coming back into my voice, my strength, my power, and really starting to say, you know what? This experience and how society is treating me and my child, like, this is actually not okay. Your expectations of him are not okay. Just like you don't expect someone in a wheelchair to suddenly get up and climb up the stairs. That was the expectation that society was putting on him, judging him, anger projected onto him, and then of course onto me as his mother. So a lot was coming up around that, coming into my voice, this learning to speak. And even, of course, my own awakening, even especially with astrology as an intuitive, happened during this time. So it's like not all bad, and yet there are pieces and bits within me that needed this deep healing. So let me know in the comments below, how are you doing? Is there something coming up from the depths that you're not wanting to go into? Deep emotions, deep, intense feelings. If you are, please know that you are not alone in that experience. And the more that you can go into them, the more you can heal them. But we got to go in deep to what's really uncomfortable and really painful. And if you want someone to really hold your hand and sit beside you as you do that, especially, again, using astrology as a guide for what your soul is asking you to do, please, again, reach out. But I would love to know how you're doing, and your kids, like, how have they been acting and reacting, behaving at this time, especially as we're building towards this Aries equinox. This is going to be a very powerful period of time, and it's going to be reshaping our lives, our world for years to come. It's a period of time that's going to be strong enough to really shake many who have still been sleeping and bring them into wakefulness, to see with eyes that have never seen before of their true selves and of their children in a whole new way. This is a time of surrender. We're not holding on to what is old and outdated. This is about letting go and instead holding on to truth and trusting in the new that is building and unfolding at this time, this future that hasn't yet been written. That's the overall general theme that we are stepping into this period. Now, our children, our teenagers, our young adults, and their sensitivities, especially towards the collective, are going to be very heightened right now. Because all that big theme I was talking about, all that transformation is going to be intense for our world on a global level, as well as hitting us in our personal lives. You know, I just shared what I went through in that healing of that trauma, and that was not easy to go into, let me tell you. It's not been the first time, And yet there was still more in there that I needed to go deep within. And just imagine all of us doing that deep shadow work at the same time. And for those who have very sensitive children, please know that they are going to be picking up on that. They are going to be feeling it. A bleed through, a merging of their energies and the world, the collective, what is in the field around them. What can you do to help them with those extreme sensitivities, and yourself? And that is actually what I want to focus on in this video. Because again, you can go find out all the astrology details in the other one. That was a really long one. This one, we're going to just bring it down to, this is our world experience. What the heck can we do to help our children and ourselves through this moment? So, what can you do? The first thing I'm actually going to ask is both simple and very hard, and it's to be aware. What is your child doing? How are they reacting? Is that normal behavior for them, or is this more intense? Or are they being more withdrawn? Use your intuition towards them and start looking for these deeper meanings and understandings. Things that can't be described or explained maybe by science or experimentation or what's done in the lab, okay? We're talking about intuition here. We're talking about the subtle energies. And your children are constantly communicating with you. And you have the power to listen and intuit because you are their parent. So let your child be your guide in this. Tune into their body and yours. I was speaking about Eric, like this little ball of electricity. So you can imagine what his body looks like in our home in this like 2-bedroom apartment. It's like you have energy. It's clearly needing to come out. So we're tuning into his body, and I'm teaching him to tune into his body. And I'm asking him, what does your body need right now? And even more beautiful is he's understanding that, and he's putting those pieces together for himself. And he may come to me and say that he needs a shower right now, because again, that water is going to help move that energy. So tune into their body and let their body be a big key for you on how you can then support them. Definitely allow your child to rest. If resting is what they need to do, then let them. If you need to cancel plans with friends or the birthday party you said you would go to, but they're just laying on the couch, super tired and exhausted, cancel those plans. Give yourself the grace to do that. This is not a time to push forward. This is a time to really, again, listen to bodies, listen to your body, and allow rest. We are processing a lot of energetic information at this time, and it will only continue to build. So, rest. Drink water. I know that sounds really silly, but water is very important to help flesh out those energies, to give your body that nourishment that it needs. Water. Just like movement. Movement is a very big, powerful tool to help your child through these intense times, especially with the collective energies. So if I'm trying to even think of an example, like I don't even want to give like really big examples because I don't want to put my intention there. But like warlike energies are going to be some of the highlighted theme with Aries, especially at that lower octave of Aries. So that is in the field right now. And your child might be picking up on that. It's like, you know what? Let's go on a walk. Let's move that energy out of our body instead of letting it build and grow and intensify until it erupts. You want to move it. Go on walks, go swimming if you're able to. Obviously, we are able to, but I know other people, it's not. You have very different climate than we here have in Los Angeles in springtime. But go on hikes, get outside, connect into nature. Let her ground you and hold you. We've been having a lot of winter storms here, so I noticed a difference when I got outside and just felt the rain on my face and just breathing in the air. I felt the energy in myself shifting. So let nature help you and help your kids at this time. Those are, again, just some real broad, general themes that you can use to help support your children. And know, too, that this isn't just about the collective energy. Your children are going to be tuning into the astrology, tuning into all that archetypal energy, what is in the air. So some of that can be if your child is really pushing for freedom right now, independence, wanting to go in their own unique way, to trailblaze in their life in a totally new direction. That is in the air. And the challenge for you, parents, is can you let them go in that new direction? And maybe it's not a full yes, because maybe they're like 5 years old and like they need boundaries, obviously, but how can you and your child work together to listen to each other, to negotiate? Maybe it's about hearing the deeper meaning behind their request, or maybe their demand, I want to stay out as long as I want. And for you, you're like, I don't care how old you are, I'm worried about you. So the deeper meaning is they're wanting more freedom. You want them to be safe, right? So deeper needs underneath those wants. So what are those deeper needs, and can you negotiate and communicate from that space? What are the old, outdated conditionings and expectations, limiting beliefs that your children might really be pushing to break free from? And what are you holding on to as parents? And why are you holding on to those? Okay, so there's going to be this energy building, this clash, this push to break free, to grow. Like this energy is going to continue to grow and to heighten, to intensify. That's going to be Pluto moving into Aquarius. Pluto's also square the moon's nodes right now, and that's going to tighten and get stronger and faster into July. We also have Sedna adding her energy to this. So it's a big theme. So really be aware as parents. This is very much about all of us learning to surrender to what is and stop resisting. One of my favorite examples is, when my children were little and they would have very big emotions about being in line at the checkout. There'd be like, a wall of chocolate. And I'm like, no, you can't have the chocolate. And they'd have very big, explosive, angry reactions to this. Also, as a side, if you are a parent of a young child just be aware that that can be very explosive. More so than normal when they get no to the chocolate and the candy at the checkout. So heads up on that too. But instead of being really angry at your child for feeling this way and resisting, like I just wanted to get these groceries and get into the car and go home because I've got a list of things to do. Okay, what parent doesn't have a list of things to do? I mean, like really, right? And instead, you have this child having this big emotional, frustrated moment, eruption about the candy. Instead of resisting of like, I don't want you to be feeling this way. It's like, okay, you're feeling this way. You're surrendering as a parent to what is happening in that moment. And when you do that, this is when all the options and all the new pathways are really going to open up. So maybe it's like you sitting on that floor and being with them in that frustration, in that upset, even as you might be gently going, I'm sorry, you can't have that candy. Or maybe you're even having to hold that child because they are so angry and they can't control their body. That has definitely been me many, many times because that was one of the children that I had, And maybe it's even asking an employee to please check you out, even though it's not your turn. Or it's like opening up to all these possibilities. So really surrender to what's happening for you as parent, to what is. And then start looking forward for these new pathways, new directions. Especially on this equinox, but truly for this period of time, be aware again to your own limiting beliefs, your patterns, your conditionings that was taught to you by your parents, the schools, society, and how and what you might be needing to let go of, to unfurl, and to then again go into this whole new direction that you never thought was possible or dared to walk before. That's so much of these energies, this moment, to really allow your child to reflect all that unconscious beliefs and conditionings back to you, to your own wounded inner child, and to heal whatever it is in you around those old experiences that need healing. So again, then you and your child can move forward in this whole new way because there's no longer that stuck energy, that ickiness, that block that might be in you. This is really clearing out this muck, especially when it comes to relationships. And of course, this is around our children, with ourselves. This could also be around with your children and their own friend and their own relationships. So a real beautiful opportunity for healing. But it's going to take going into the depths, into what is uncomfortable for that to happen. This is all that Scorpio and Pluto energy. They're not going to let us dance along the surface of these feelings, like, okay, great, it's going to be a happy life. I just need to stay up here. Nope. Sorry. It's going to really require us to go down there, to go into the muck, into where it's dirty, in the shadows, and that's where the transformation is going to happen. To really go where we haven't dared to go before. This theme of transformation, this pinging back and forth between intensity, drama, manipulation, and what we love and enjoy, the need for space, slowness, okay, that's going to keep growing, keep intensifying, getting faster and stronger. So if the intensity of this transformation is getting too strong for you or your children, give yourself the gift of a time in. Again, Cancel your appointments. Tell friends, I can't go to that birthday party. I'm sorry. You need to go take a bubble bath. Or you need to go read a book or go watch a movie with your children. Go to dinner with your teenagers and let them pick something for you off the menu. Go play. Go be in the experience in that present moment. Do what you love. Do what they love. And can you do it together? Can you connect while you are both doing it? So again, be present. That is going to be the key to moving through this time with ease and grace. Another theme with Pluto moving into Aquarius is there can be a giant upswell of new, bigger dimensional awarenesses. We're talking quantum field, the morphogenetic resonance that some of your children are already deeply tapped into. And you might be able to see and understand that more and more as Pluto goes through Aquarius. Or maybe as well, your children's understanding of this field, of this multidimensional universe, shoots through to a whole new level. We can have a lot of galactic communication happening and understanding. So keep an open mind, parents. Hold the possibility for what your children may be experiencing. Downloads, lightning bolts of information from the future itself, or again, maybe even their own galactic heritage. So keep an open mind and let them be your guide on this journey. The key for this period of time truly is about surrendering, letting go to what is crumbling, what is not working anymore. Stop holding on as parents, because that's the way that things have always been and the way things will always be. Okay, that paradigm is breaking down very, very fast. So release and let go. Instead, can you find a new path to follow the flow of the river of your child, to see where they are taking you next? Be sure to hold compassion for yourself and for them. Grace, forgiveness, let that be your mantra. Care for yourself, your body. You be sure to hydrate and to move and to flow and to go play. Yes, parents, I know that we have the wall of lists that never stops, the obligations that we have. We also have an obligation to ourselves to play. We didn't come here on this planet to just work. We came here to live. And so let's go live. And can we do and figure out how to do that together? It's certainly my learning edge. So check in with your emotions, what you are feeling and experiencing. If you need that time out and to time in to go, tune back into you, then go do that. Go rest. Trust in what is unfolding and where our children are taking us. It's really going to be an exciting and uncomfortable and transformative moment in time at this future that we truly can't even comprehend. But some of our children are totally tapped into what is happening and what is possible. So go follow them. Now, as I said, some of you, you have these very unique, sensitive, gifted children, and they're not fitting in with school, with friends, where everyone sees their differences, but never their gifts, except you. And you have the opportunity to have that change today. by finding answers and diving deep into your child's astrology. Astrology is a solid science. It's been used and trusted for thousands of years across many civilizations. The science reveals what is hidden from us around our children, who they are. And this key to opening this locked door, this map to navigate their unique sensitivities, is right there for us. And I've assisted many parents from all walks of life across multiple countries in understanding who their child is. So if you want to do this, you can move forward now, but I only have a few readings available due to the depth of the work that we covered together. So if you want to find out more and you want to connect, leave a comment below or send me a message. So I'm here for you if you are ready to go on this journey in understanding who your child is. Thank you all for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel. That helps me so much. I appreciate all of you parents for being here and for saying yes to the child that you have. Thank you, and I will check in with you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.